Ahoy there, and welcome back to the Not Just Cruising YouTube channel. I am your host, Scotty P, and today we're going to be doing a walking tour of the NCL Bliss. This is going to be deck 17 aft. This is the Spice H2O area. This is adults only during the day, and back here you'll find a couple of jacuzzis, a bunch of sun loungers, a bar, and also the smoking section is back here. So, not sure you'd want to bring your kids back here when it isn't the adults only area. I really appreciate this space compared to the Encore, which I've also sailed. On the Encore, this back area is just laser tag, so kind of a waste of space considering laser tag is only open for a couple hours. You know, it's also weather permitting. But like I said, this is the Not Just Cruising YouTube channel, and if you're new here, please smash that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video. It really does help the channel, and you'll also stay up to date with cruise news. I post cruising, basically all things cruising, especially cruise news you will find on this channel. Also a disclaimer, I am recording this voiceover at home. I didn't do commentary while recording. On the right over here is going to be American Diner. This is a complimentary option. It didn't used to be complimentary, but it now is. They serve American classics like burgers, fries. I think they have nachos as well. So I know they have a fish dip. So really good. We did try it for lunch one time, and I definitely would recommend it. But we're going to head up now to deck number 18 to the Speedway. Over here on your left is going to be the Ocean Loop. We'll get back to that in a second. First, we're going to head up here and check out the Speedway. The Speedway is a kind of a thing that Norwegian is famous for. I think that they're starting to not put it on their new ships. And I know the Prima and the Viva have it, and basically everything from a Breakaway up should. I think the Joy up have a Speedway. You can see the car coming around the corner here. It's actually a lot of fun. They are actually very fast. They're electric go-karts, but it is a pay-to-play option. So you're looking at $15 per go around. I think you get like 6 laps for every round, or you can purchase a Speedway pass for the week, which is $200 and something, and that will give you unlimited access to the Speedway, and you'll be able to go around as much as you like. All right, we're going to continue back towards the aft of the ship on deck number 18. I apologize if you see a little black piece come into screen. That is the receiver for my microphone. Eventually I figure it out and it does go away. But anyways, heading up to deck number 19. This is where the mini golf is going to be. The mini golf it's not that great. I mean, it's a cute little thing that it's a nice use of space. They could have just made this nothing, and they decided to make it mini golf. There's 4 holes. They provide the putters, the balls, and the sheet to keep track. But here's a better look at the actual Speedway itself. This is going to be the top part of the Speedway. It is a 2-level Speedway, as you can see, or as you saw before, like when that car came around the corner. They kind of dip down into that pit lane area and then come around and go back up onto this top deck area. Continuing down, as you can see up ahead on the left a little bit, that's going to be where the smoking section is. That's still part of Spice H2O. But now we're going to continue forward. That's a lot of... First, we're going to take a look at the ocean. But real quick, you can see on the left, that's a lot of lounge chairs. Not sure where those are going to go, because I feel like all the lounge chairs were out for this cruise. This was a Mexican Riviera cruise, so the weather was nice. Over here, you'll find the fan gear. I don't know what fan gear they're talking about, because it looks like it's just a couple of advertisements, and it looks like it's actually locked behind a gate. So not sure what they're talking about when they say fan gear. But here you can see a better glimpse of the go-karts themselves. These people are going out for their round of go-karting. They start you out slow. Obviously, they can control the carts from their computer at the station. So they start you out slow for the first lap, nice little warm-up lap, and then once everybody's ready to go, they hit the switch and you'll be at full speed. They are actually, like I said, very quick. It's a lot of fun. I've done it before, and I actually would recommend it despite the fact that it is a bit expensive of a activity to do. This is one little gripe I have with NCL, but more on that in a NCL Bliss review that I plan on putting out. But this is just meant to be a quick little walking tour of the ship. Not really meant to be a super in-depth tour like a hard travel or something like that. Just a nice little walking POV, what you would expect the ship to look like while you're just walking around and everybody's on board. So, like I mentioned earlier, this is the Ocean Loop water slide. It is a drop slide, so you go up to the top there and you stand on a platform and they hit the switch and you fall through. I didn't try it. I didn't try it on the Encore or this ship. To be honest, I'm a little too scared. Maybe next time, but definitely seems like a fun activity for those who did try it. If you want to see what the rules are and the height requirements and weight limits, you're welcome to pause here and check that out. And we're going to continue forward a little bit. This area is going to be, like I said, I think this is still deck number 17. This is where the jogging track is, and a couple of the water slides. There actually is only 2 water slides, but we're going to take a little closer look at the Ocean Loop here. You can see where you kind of drop down, and then you shoot up and around, over, down. A lot of people actually end up getting stuck on this slide. I think it's because they don't weigh enough, so they don't have enough momentum to get fully around the slide. But anyways, yeah, like I said, this is the jogging track. So if you are somebody who is healthy, I guess, and likes to exercise on cruises, then this is where you would come. Or if you just want to take a nice little stroll, if you've had a little bit too much at the buffet, or maybe a little, too many pina coladas and you'd like to work that off and just take a nice stroll around the ship, this is where you would do it. I did record this on the last day of the cruise and we were heading back, so it was a bit cold and a bit windy, so you can see everybody's kind of jacketed up. But for most of this cruise, we actually were going with the wind behind us, so there really was no wind on board the ship, so it was actually really nice, and a lot of people were out here sun lounging. That's probably why all those lounge chairs were picked up. But this is the Tunnel of Doom. I don't think they have this. I don't think this is a thing on the Encore. I don't remember, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think of this tour so far down in the comments. If you guys have any questions about the Bliss, if you're planning on going on the Bliss anytime soon, which is probably why you're watching this video, let me know when you're planning on sailing and if you have any questions that I can answer for you guys. So we're going to head back. This is going to be on the port side, still on deck number 17. Again, just a lot of lounge chairs in this area. There is a couple of jacuzzis. You might have seen earlier, I didn't mention it, but there are a couple of jacuzzis on this level. I don't think there's actually any jacuzzis on the main deck pool level. So this is where you'll find the jacuzzis, and also up on deck number 19 where we're heading now. This is a small little section of deck number 18. I actually prefer shaded lounge chairs, so this was my kind of area. Excuse my cat, trying to be a part of the video. It's okay. I know Daddy's doing a cruise vlog and you're upset about it. Alright, so here up on deck number 19, you're going to find, this area is actually my favorite part of the ship. On the Encore, this is the Vibe Beach Club, so you do need a pass to be in this area. As we're on this ship, this is included. You don't need a pass to be up here, and it's just nice. There's a bar up here that's usually pretty empty. People come and go a lot on this deck. There is one jacuzzi right here, crystal clear water. Love this jacuzzi. We got a chance to use it, and then the views in Puerto Vallarta sitting in the jacuzzi were amazing. And normally, when it's not so windy, these lounge chairs will have a more cushioned top to them compared to the ones you'd find downstairs. So somewhat of a more luxurious experience with these nice little day beds that, again, is completely included, and you just kind of have to know that it's there. Over here on the right is going to be the Haven area. That's what I was pointing out. This is the top part of the Haven area, so if you are a Haven guest, you can easily just scan your card. These doors will open. Bada bing, bada boom. You're in the Haven. Speaking of the Haven, coming forward, this is the Haven only area. It's basically the same as this. You're going to have lounge chairs with nice cushions on them, cabanas that you can rent, a couple of jacuzzis, some bar, I think a bar. So it's going to basically look the same as this. Just be obviously more private, more secluded, less people. This area would get decently busy on sea days. I was on a basically full capacity ship, so inevitably people are going to find these kinds of nooks and crannies, but still less busy, I would say, than the pool area. To give you an idea of how windy it is, I'll turn the camera on so you guys can see my luscious hair. But let's continue. Here's the bar I was talking about earlier. This is by far my favorite bar. It had my favorite bartender. Always quick service, great drinks, great views. And right here is going to be the Vibe Beach Club. This does cost extra. Hey! Back a little.
What's up?
And I make a quick little pit stop to get a little drinky poo to continue on my adventure. So after my refresher, we're going to head up to deck. This is going to be deck number 20? Yeah, definitely. Deck number 20. This is where the laser tag on the Bliss is. And like I was saying earlier, on the Encore, this area is in the aft where the Spice H2O is. So you can see how they did like a much better job on the Bliss of kind of making the laser tag out of the way. And it does take up deck space that could be used for something else. However, I feel like it's not really intrusive, and it's something where if you want to go use it, you can, but if you don't, it's not taking up space that could otherwise be used for something like Spice H2O. Back here, you'll find some lockers. If you're going to laser tag and you want to lock your stuff up, just know that these are, one, kind of rickety, and two, they don't come with locks. I don't know if they provide you a lock once you check in. As you can see, here's the check-in area. Here's where you'll get your guns and your vests, or your laser guns. And then over here is actually the Vibe Beach Club. You can kind of take a peek down there. Again, very similar to the other side. It's just the exclusivity that you're paying for, basically. There's a limited number of people who get passes to the Vibe Beach Club, so there's always room. There's always loungers. The bar is empty. There's also a cabana over. There are a few cabanas that you can rent for the week over there. So if you're looking for a secluded area on board, I would say that the Vibe Beach Club is worth it. It is, I believe at the time when I booked, it was $250, $200, give or take, per person. Yeah, it's a bit pricey. But if you're somebody who, if you're going to spend a lot of time out on deck and you want to make sure that you have a spot and you have a nice little area you can go to away from the crowds, I would say it's worth the price. Here is, you can kind of take a peek inside the laser tag. It's cool. It's like futuristic. There's like zombie, alien bodies and like capsules in here. But here are the rules. I don't know if there's any height requirements. I assume obviously there must be some sort of requirements, but I couldn't read anything on there when I paused this video myself. And over here you can get a view of the pool deck and the ocean surrounding the ship. A gorgeous view. I absolutely love seeing the sea when I'm on a cruise. Alright, now we're going to be heading back towards the aft of the ship. Yep. And as you can see, these are all just like emergency exits for the laser tag. So yeah, this whole area is going to be the laser tag. Again, unless you're going to be playing laser tag, really not much of a reason to come up here. Maybe to take a picture of the pool deck like I was just doing, and the laser tag really is only open, I think, like a couple hours, maybe like 4 hours a day on sea days, and it's also weather permitting. So I think like today where it's super windy, I don't think that they actually opened it up. Not the biggest fan of the laser tag, to be honest. I do think, even on this ship, I do think it takes up a lot of space that could be used for something else. But also, I didn't mention this, it is not a free activity, same as the Speedway. It does cost $15 per person per round, so, or per play. So, something to consider with NCL versus lines like Carnival, especially Royal, where a lot of their activities are included. But here, I don't know why, but I wanted to show you guys this little elevator. if you do decide to use this elevator, you will be waiting here forever because it's only one elevator, and the elevators on this ship, again, I'll talk about all this in the review, but the elevators on this ship weren't the most efficient. So we're going to backtrack a little bit here so I can throw away my refreshment. Gotta make sure, put it in the right container. We want to make sure that we're loving Mother Nature. I love Mother Nature. Alright. Again, heading back down to deck number, this is 18. This area, like I said, I really do prefer a shaded pool deck area. I'm not a big fan of sitting in the sun and baking. I don't know. I know what it does to your skin. Having a tan after a vacation is nice, but I come from Vegas and it's really hot already, so standing in the sun is kind of, we basically spend our lives trying to avoid the sun. So we're going to continue. This is going to be heading forward on the starboard side of deck number 17. This is the other side of the jogging track, and like I was saying earlier, you can see there's a couple of jacuzzis back that way, and also that is the, I think it's called the Ocean Racer, or the Aqua Racer. It's a 2-person slide that you can also do. The slides are included, those aren't extra, so I'll give no reason that. Heading down here to deck number 16, this is going to be the main pool deck, and I'm going to try to talk so that way the copyrights don't get me. Here's going to be one of the pool bars. There is another pool bar on the other side, and then there's also 2 pools. I really didn't show a in-depth and view of the pool area just because there's a lot of people. I don't want to be intrusive with my camera. So we're going to be heading, this is the forward part of the ship, and this is where the garden cafe is going to be. This is the buffet on board the Bliss, and I believe the buffet on board pretty much any NCL ship is going to be called the garden cafe, the same way that the buffet on Royal is the Windjammer. But here is your washy station, and it's a pretty big buffet. However, they do utilize both sides of the buffet basically with the same stuff, so it's kind of just a copycat on both sides. Buffet generally was pretty busy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It really didn't matter what time you went. The buffet was always packed. Again, I was on a full capacity ship, so that probably had something to do with it. But here you'll find, basically everything you would think of: burgers, fries, hot dogs. Also some, rotating entrees. Like you can see here, you can't really make out what any of that is, but it's all pretty good. Honestly, I'll say that about NCL. The food on NCL was phenomenal. Even the buffet food was really good. We actually had a brisket on night number 1 or 2, and oh my god, the brisket was like melting in your mouth, tender, and that was from the buffet. So, gives you an idea of the food on NCL. Really high quality, really high quality, and yeah. They also have a station back here. This is going to be on the port side. You'll find there's an Indian cuisine station. I really love that NCL does this because Taste of India, that's what it's called. I really love that NCL does this because they have a lot of Indian chefs on board, and they let them make their home cuisine for us, and obviously I'm sure that they get to eat some of it. So it's really authentic, really good Indian food. Some of the best I've actually had. And if I'm going to the buffet, generally most of my plate is going to be filled with Indian food. I might have a burger covered in curry or something like that. Really did love the Indian food on this ship. Back here, I believe this is where the salad bar is. Yeah. And it's the same thing on the other side, except on the other side there is no Taste of India. Here we're in the front of the ship. You'll find a bar. So if you want to start your day out right, like I did, then you'd want to go to the buffet and then go to the bar real quick, grab a drink. This area generally also was more empty compared to the rest of the buffet. So if you couldn't find a spot in the other part of the buffet, come to the very front. You'll generally find a seat. But on this side, You'll have, all your juices, coffees, waters. There's a few of these stations throughout the buffet. But you'll also find this side is the Taste of Asia. So, not the Taste of India like the other side. Different dishes, chow meins, fried rice, things of that sort. I don't think I actually really tried. No, I did. I had like a garlic chicken. It was actually, again, really good. Everything I've tried on board was really good. Here you have some nice little sandwiches. And I believe this is the point where I decide to grab a sandwich for my girlfriend, who unfortunately was feeling seasick, so she was kind of stuck in the cabin. So I grabbed myself a plate and got her some French fries and went down to the cabin. But we're going to skip ahead now. We're on deck number 15. This is one deck below where we were. This is deck 15 forward, and this is the observation lounge. These are all the plaques that the ship has received from all the ports it's been to. Like I said earlier, this is in the very front part of the ship. And they do have a washy station when you walk in, because they do serve some hors d'oeuvres and some light little finger foods and desserts. So again, you're also going to find the coffees, juices, and a water station like you would in the buffet. And as you can see on your right, there are some quick little bites to eat. This area is really nice. This is especially nice in Alaska. The ship is actually built and designed to be an Alaskan ship. So that's why there's kind of an emphasis on these really nice indoor spaces where you can look outwards and see the views. But even on this Mexican Riviera ship, you can see a lot of people came in here and utilized this space. It really was just like a nice place to just hang out. A lot of couches and big seating areas for families. And, obviously beautiful sea views. It's a really large space. It basically wraps around from I'd say 1/3 of the front of the ship is just this observation lounge, or 1/3 of the ship, I'd say. So from forward middle to the very front of the ship is all observation lounge. And it's, like I said, it's all just these couches and loungers and chairs. And then here at the very front, you'll find the observation lounge bar. This one's actually open pretty late, so if you're looking for a nice little nightcap, I think this one's open till 11 p.m. So, nice place to get a drink. They also, obviously, with the piano, they have live music in here generally. It's of a slower pace. This area is kind of where you'd come to read a book or maybe take a nap and relax. It's a very generally quiet, it's not a party vibe in here. Here's the very front of the ship. I've been lucky enough to take some naps sitting in these nice little loungers, just staring out the front of a ship. Genuinely, there's no place I'd rather be. I'm back at home and I'm back in the flow of working, and watching these videos really make me want to go on another cruise. But yeah. So now this is the front. I think on this side we're going to be on the starboard side of the ship. And again, it's a repeat of the other areas here. I think I do a little bit deeper dive into the snacks they have. It's all finger foods. They had a Indian chicken tortilla. They have handheld sandwiches. They have deli meats, or charcuterie board kind of meats, and cheeses, lemonade, water, all that kind of stuff. And also, of course, the best part, the part everybody wants, they also have a good amount of desserts for you in this area. So this side is, again, a repeat of the other side. I'm not sure why they have this windy kind of walkway. I guess it's to break it up because it is kind of a big area. But yeah, it's all just couches and loungers, and just a nice place to kick back and watch the ocean go by. This is something that, again, NCL is known for. The Speedway is their really big, expensive observation lounge. Here are the desserts I was talking about earlier. Nice little selection. Nothing crazy, If you're between meals and you want a little snack, this is the place you go. Gonna have your coffees, juices, waters, all of those good stuff. Lots of hand sanitizing stations. You got all these people on the ship. You want to make sure you sanitize your hands. as we've heard with the Queen Victoria, and I think the Norwegian Dawn, or was it the Dawn? I think so. Yeah, make sure you wash your hands. And real quick, before I head down to the 678 Marketplace, I wanted to show you guys this touchscreen. This is on every single level outside of the elevators, and it kind of gives you an idea of like what's going on, and you can also find out where things are. It will show you this interactive map, and it shows you how to get there. It gives you step-by-step instructions. Also, there's a stateroom finder, so if you have a bad sense of direction and you don't know where your stateroom is at, you can enter your stateroom number and it will tell you where it's at. My stateroom is literally over there, so it's a pretty quick walk from the screen. And I also wanted to show you guys, if you're not familiar with NCL, the way to tell if you're walking forward or aft are the little fishies. The fishies swim forward. So if you're looking for a cabin in the front, just follow the fishies. And after this, we're going to head down to deck number 8, where we're going to find the district brew house. This is obviously this is like a brew house. This is a brew house. This is like they have 20 different kinds of beer here. They have 20 different kinds of beer. They have snacks. It's a really nice place to hang out. They usually have like country music or rock music in here. I think the NCL Bliss actually does brew their own beer on board, so that's something unique that you can find on here. And now we're going to go out onto deck number 8. This is the promenade deck. Again, another thing that NCL does really well is these outside venue areas where you can kind of just enjoy the sea. This wraps around the entire back part of the ship, so it doesn't go any more forward than the District Brewhouse or than Food Republic in the front, but everything back of that, it does like wrap. You can go all the way back around, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And as you can see on your left, these are outside dining areas. I believe this is the outside dining area for La Cucina. Basically all of the specialty restaurants, it's very windy, all the specialty restaurants on board have an outside dining area on this deck. I think the exceptions would be like the Smokehouse and Food Republic. I don't think they have outside dining, but like Cagney's, Los Lobos, La Cucina, all those places have outside areas. Also, some of the bars on this deck have outside bars. This is the Sugarcane Mojito Bar, so you can get all of the same drinks that you could inside, outside, which I think is why NCL, like some of the bar venues feel kind of small, but I think they get around it by having these outside venues. On your left, you'll see these couches and loungers. This is a really, really nice place to come and sit. This is actually probably one of my favorite spots on board to just relax, grab a drink. All of the bars are very close, so you can just grab a drink, come back here, and find a couch. You would find a lot of people down here, as you can see, just enjoying this area, getting a little bit of sun. And again, this is what NCL does really well, is this outdoor, like extended promenade area where, you know, you're a little closer to the water and it's quiet back here. And it's just a nice place. I found myself back here quite a bit. Alright, continuing aft, we're going to find more of those loungers. I think on the days where the weather was nicer, people were out here a lot more. Like I said earlier, this is the last day, so it's a bit windy, a bit cold. So less people are going to be out here right now. This is the area for Cagney's. So Cagney's and Los Lobos are in the very aft of the ship on deck 8, and they kind of share an area. So on the what is this? This is the port side. On the port side is Cagney's, and on the starboard side is Los Lobos. I thought this was really cute. This couple was like filming. She was like having him film her twirling her dress as she was like walking down the promenade. I thought it was cute. But anyways, here in the back is the famous wake. Love seeing a wake on a cruise ship. This, I know I've said this like 4 times, but this is actually my favorite part of any cruise ship. but especially this cruise ship. No other cruise ship has this, at least no other cruise ship outside of NCL has this sort of like secluded area where you can kind of come back here and look at the waves. I'm probably wrong, I'm sure other ships do, but NCL does this really well. They have this little glass thing that's kind of scary to stand on the first time, and I literally stood here for about an hour one time. Just, I don't know, there's just something about seeing the wake of a ship that really makes you feel like you're on a cruise. It's really relaxing. Well, I had an issue with my camera, so I had to go back to the room. So this is me coming back down to that gate and back to this area. And one last look at the wake before we head around the other side of the ship. So we just came down the port side towards the aft, and now we're coming around the aft part of the ship, heading forward on the starboard side. On this side, you're basically going to find a very similar repeat area of the other side. Basically just restaurants, outdoor bars, and loungers. This is going to be the Los Lobos outdoor dining area. And all the time I've spent on Encore and Bliss, which is 2 weeks, I've never seen anybody actually dining outside. And I don't know if it's because I just wasn't there at the right time, but I've never actually seen these outdoor dining areas utilized. But maybe I just wasn't there at the right time. Here on the left is going to be, what's the name of this place? I forget. Dolce? Yeah. They sell, it's basically like a gelato ice cream shop that is open when the weather is a little more desirable. Right now, it's cold, so no ice cream for you. But there is another spot on board to get gelato, and I'll show you guys that a little bit later. And you just have a repeat of the other side. You have these big loungers. If you have a large group, this is a great area to come and play cards, play King's Cup, if that's what you're into. Shout out to my friends. We love playing King's Cup. But, yeah. Or if you just want to take a nap. I came down here a few times, and I'd find people full-on sleeping out here. So, and just for proof, I am on the Norwegian Bliss. There is the buoy. This is going to be the outside dining area for, I believe, Ocean Blue, which is the seafood restaurant on board. I was able to try Ocean Blue, the Q Smokehouse, Food Republic. Oh, and I can't remember the other one. And Teppanyaki. Ocean Blue was very good. I think if you're planning on going to Ocean Blue or Le Bistro or even Cagney's, I would say getting the dining package, if you don't already have it, with the free at sea perks, is 100% worth it. Just to give you an idea, the bill at Ocean Blue was $161, and our dining package cost $80. So I saved $80 on just that meal alone. So, all right, had another quick pit stop. This is the outside area for the Cavern Club, which is a copycat or like a replica of the Cavern Club in London, where the Beatles first became famous. There is a Beatles experience show on this ship. I think on almost every NCL ship, this is a thing. They find Beatle impersonators, and they bring them on board, and they'll do, I believe, 3 shows in the Cavern and then a couple shows in the theater. Really, honestly, really, really good. I highly recommend it. This is the Food Republic, my favorite restaurant on board. It's kind of like an Asian fusion. I'm not sure what it's fusioned with, but it's kind of like it's basically just an Asian, restaurant. They have like pho, sushi, poke, tuna poke, nachos. Just, oh my god, just really good. My favorite kind of food. Here's La Cucina. So this is basically going to the same deck, just going down the middle of it. So outside through those windows would be the outdoor dining area. There's the Cavern Club we were just talking about. And this is the Maltings Whiskey Bar, one of my favorite bars on board. You're going to find high-end whiskeys, cognacs, things like that, Macallan scotches, and Hennessy XOs. If you have the premium the premium drinking package, that's where you're going to want to be. Excuse me, excuse the coughing. Here is one of the 2 atriums on board, something I want to talk more about in my ship review. But here's the beautiful chandelier. On the right is going to be the sugarcane mojito bar. I believe we're heading back. We're heading aft. So this is going to be on the port side. Again, all these bars are kind of small considering this is a 5,000 capacity ship. But what's not small is the shopping experience. So real quick, I'm going to take you guys through here so you can see if you're somebody who likes to shop on board, there is plenty of shopping to do. Everything, watches, sunglasses, purses, jackets, coats, anything you can think of, especially high-end stuff. They're going to sell it here. Rings, charms, all of that kind of stuff. Not my thing. I think some of these watches probably cost more than what I paid for this entire cruise, so I'd rather save my money and just go on another cruise. But hey, that's just me. Coming back, this is going to be deck 8 aft. This is where you'll find all of the shopping pretty much. We're going to kind of backtrack a little bit so I can show you guys what this interior tunnel looks like. This is something that I've noticed on this breakaway class. There's a lot of these kind of squeezed in areas. The best way I can describe this ship and other breakaway and breakaway plus class ships is claustrophobic. But anyways, again, more in the review. That was the Ocean Blue restaurant. And hey, these are just my opinions. A lot of people love this class of ship. I enjoyed it. I just I'm excited to get to try World Caribbean here soon. So back here is, like I said before, this is going to be where all of the shops are. You're going to have the photo shop where they also sell some photo gear. So if you're looking for lenses or cameras or gimbals. And then this is Tradewinds. This is where they have, it's kind of an interesting shop. I was looking for the gift shop and the guy was like, oh, go to the liquor store. So here you're going to find NCL merch. Most of it just says Hooked on Cruising. Some of it does actually say Bliss or NCL. You're going to find things like the ship model, which is something I purchased. Love a good ship model. A little overpriced for the quality, but, what do you expect? And over here is where all of the duty-free liquor is. Now, you can't take this bottle with you if you purchase it. However, on the last day of the cruise, you are able to go pick it up from the security desk or whatever, and you can take it off the ship with you. So it's kind of it's a chance for you to buy some liquor and take it home. And as you can see, as I showed you guys the prices before for the Grey Goose, they're really reasonable prices. I think it was $32 for a $7.50 bottle of Grey Goose. I mean, that's a pretty good price. So if you're a drinker, and I guess there's really no if you're somebody who enjoys a cocktail, I would say it might be worth the investment to get a couple of bottles in the Tradewinds area. So we're going to continue aft here. As you can see, there's only 2 elevator banks on the Breakaway Plus class of ship. I believe also the Breakaway. There's no middle, so that's why you have that big atrium area in the middle that replaces the middle elevators. So it's basically only the forward and the aft. Continuing with the tight hallways. Okay, I can't complain this. This is not a ship review. This is a walkthrough tour. Be positive. It's a great ship. It's a nice ship. I'm not saying you shouldn't sail on the ship. I just have my personal things with it. It's fine. So this is going to be Cagnes and Los Lobos, and then also in the center is the Mix. Is it the Mix? I forget the name of that bar, but there's a bar in between the two, and I foolishly, which is probably the karma for talking all of this schmack on the Bliss, I tried to sneak my way out of this restaurant, and it didn't work out. So we're going to cut forward through my embarrassing unsuccessful walkthrough, or cut through, and head down to deck number 7. Again, we're at a full capacity ship, so a lot of the areas, especially the areas where people would be, like 6, 7, or 8, were very congested. One area that was not congested the entire cruise was deck number 7 promenade, and this is where you'll find the life rafts, or the lifeboats. You are allowed to be here. It does kind of feel like you shouldn't be, but you are allowed to be here. Kind of cool getting to see the life rafts up close, and they're actually a lot bigger than you think they are, like when you see them from afar. So, and then you have this little back area. I think a lot of people would come back here and actually smoke cigarettes. I don't think that that's allowed. I think the only smoking area on board is that smoking area up on the starboard side. But a lot of people would come back here and smoke cigars and cigarettes. But just because of how secluded it was, it was a nice place to get away. I wish that they would put chairs back here, to be honest. I think this would be a nice area, but I think maybe because of the lifeboats being here, there's some sort of legal reason they can't. So it basically looks like this, up and down on both sides. So I just wanted to show you guys this quick little tour of this nice secluded area. If you have social anxiety, then this might be your area to come and get a little breath, get a little refresher, get away from the crowds. But back into the crowds on deck number 17, or not 17, this is deck number 7. On the left is going to be, I think I panned to it in a second, that is the Manhattan room. That is the main dining room on board. There are 2 others. I didn't want to head back there because there's a lady there and you have to have reservations and blah, 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 blah. But continuing forward on deck number 7, we are in the casino. There's a smoker's box on this ship, so that's really nice. If you're somebody who likes to gamble but you don't like to smoke, you don't have to worry about it, because as you can see on the right, where all those games are kind of boxed in, that is the smokers area. So you have to go through a set of doors to get in there, and that's the only area where you're allowed to smoke. Otherwise, the rest of the casino is smoke free. Back behind us, I panned to it really quickly, but there's the Skyline bar, and that is the bar for the casino. Honestly, really nice casino. It's really big. If you're somebody who enjoys gambling, I'm personally not one of them. As Ship Life, Jay from the Ship Life always says, the house always wins. But if you're somebody who likes to gamble, or if you're a casino at sea person, really, honestly, a really nice casino. Like I said, I'm from Vegas, and I would put this on par with a Vegas level casino. Fun fact, the board, or the governing body that controls casinos in Nevada is also the same that controls casinos at sea. Back here is going to be the local bar and grill. This is the late night area, so if you're up at like 1 or 2 in the morning and you want to drink, this bar will be open, and you'll find complimentary pub food, things like burgers, wings, fries, nachos, things of that sort, all complimentary and all open very late. So if you're a night owl and you like, if you need your nightcap and your burger before you go to bed to make sure you wake up okay the next day, that's where you're going to want to go. And I didn't show it. I actually forgot it was there. But over there to the right, if you walk that way and then make another right, there is actually some arcade games and a bowling alley, a very small bowling alley. It's only two lanes, and they're kind of rinky-dinky, but there is bowling at the local. So I noticed that late at night there was a lot of young people. This was a spring break cruise, so it's basically a mix of, I'd say middle-aged. I'd say the age range on NCL was actually really great, but there's a lot of college frat guys and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, this is the front part of the ship on deck number 6. This is going to be the Q Smokehouse. As you can see, this is a indoor venue. There is no outdoor venue, and it's also kind of a concert venue. So they will have a country band that comes in here and plays music. We actually made our dinner reservations for here line up with being able to watch the band, and they were pretty good. I don't know. I'd say a 6 or 7 out of 10. So worth seeing for sure. Nice having some live music while you eat. Also, that line is the line to get your confiscated/purchased liquor. As you can see, the confiscated line was a lot longer than the purchased liquor line. So I guess a bunch of people tried to I think that includes though that if you if you go to Mexico and you buy tequila and bring it back on, I think that's still technically confiscated liquor. So maybe that's why. Because everybody on board this ship should have the free at sea drink package. But over here on your right is going to be like guest services, shore excursions. I think what was it? I can't forget the last one, but it's basically all your guest services kind of desks, your administrative kind of stuff. And here is one of the best parts of this ship, in my opinion, Starbucks. This ship has a full-size Starbucks. Besides the fact that you look out the windows and you see the ocean, you would never know that this isn't a normal Starbucks. And of course, I had the Premium Plus package, so I had to use it, and I had to get another Starbucks. I probably had 10 today. No, I probably had at least a couple Starbucks a day. So I will. I'm planning on making a video on whether the premium drink package was worth it or not. So stay tuned for that. Here is technically the main atrium, and the atrium bar. Again, I have opinions about this area, but I will save those for the full ship review that I'll be putting out soon. Over here is the internet cafe. Really don't know what that area is for. I guess you can use those computers and log on and like print stuff out if you need to, like boarding passes for your flights. But Wi-Fi is available all over the ship. One cool thing about the Bliss is the Bliss actually has upgraded. I think just before this sailing, they upgraded to Starlink. So when I tested the speed of the internet on my phone, when I looked, it actually said Starlink. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, and now we're in the middle of the second atrium area. I would say this is like the true atrium. I don't know. I'm not a designer, but as I just panned to, this is the social nightclub. That's the red door on your right. We also have comedy. You have the big, nice chandelier. And then coming around here, people were taking pictures at the staircase over there, so I was trying to not be too intrusive. But with my big camera set up. But here you're going to find the Cocoa Delights. These are all very delicious little sweets. They also have these like milkshakes. They're served in these glasses that are like covered in chocolate and cookies and stuff. This is a extra cost venue, but really good. At least it looks like it. I didn't actually try it. But my eyes are telling me yes, it looks very good. All right, over here is the teppanyaki area. You can probably hear them banging and clanging. It was cool. I'm not a big hibachi guy, but it was fun. The show they put on, it's a good time. And the food was also actually like pretty good. And it's also the most cost-friendly specialty dining venue. So I believe it's $50 or $60 a person, and that's it. It's like a cover charge, and you get whatever you want after that. So here's the art auction area. That was my favorite one. One of the NASCAR. I'm a big NASCAR fan, so I think like a real painted NASCAR photos. Kind of cool. Back here is the mix bar. So you're going to find, this is deck 6 aft, and this is where you're going to find Taste and Savor, which are the other two main dining rooms. They all have the same exact menu. The only difference is just where they're placed. It kind of allows NCL to like spread out the crowds and keep it from one area getting too congested. So if you're looking for a main dining room and the Manhattan room is full, go check out Taste or Savor. They might have a spot for you. And then you also have that mix bar in the middle where you can grab a little drink while you're waiting for your reservations. This is deck, again, still on deck 6. Now we're heading down to deck number 5. And we're coming towards the end of our cruise vlog here. So if you've made it this far, I really want to say thank you for actually watching this much and bearing with me. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. This is the Entourage Club. And if you haven't subscribed, a lot of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Please subscribe. It really does make a difference. It costs you nothing. And hey, if you don't like the content I put out a month from now, you're more than welcome to unsubscribe. But I just ask that you give me a chance. But here's the video arcade. This is basically where all the kid stuff's going to be. Also some decks, so I didn't want to do a ton of filming. But that is it.